Hey friends, welcome back to another fun week of doing something in our art journal. This week, I'm just going to do something super easy, super fun that will keep you occupied in these long, hot days and could be just a lot of fun. And it's going to use up all your scraps. So, what I have are these little birds that I have made out of all my paper scraps from all the different things we have been working on the last several weeks. If you have not done that, go ahead and take a look at those videos, how to make your own paper and ephemera. If you don't want to do that, you can just use cardstock, you can use wrapping paper, you can use, I don't know, envelopes, all kinds of stuff. Point is to add a lot of color. So you're going to need paper, cardstock, scissors, Mod Podge, a Sharpie, and I went on Canva and printed out these little birds. I went under elements and typed in outline of a bird. I think I put like quirky bird or flying bird or something like that. If you don't want to do that, I will put these up on my website and link it down in the description, and feel free to print off a set for yourself. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cover this paper. And like I said, I have digging through my box, digging. Oh, let's see. I have some tape left over. And I am going to randomly place it on the cardstock. And what we will end up doing is filling in a good amount of area on here. I have paper left over from making our own ephemera. And I'm going to overlap that tape. I don't really want little pieces of white left in there. So we'll cover up everything. And I'm going to continue doing this until my paper is full. So I'm just going to keep digging through my box and pasting, gluing, and covering. So I'm going to speed this up just a little bit, and feel free to sit back and watch. Maybe get your own and do it with me. Either way, this is our first step and it's going to be fun. Okay, so we have pretty much most of this covered, and I'm going to go make sure that's nice and dry. Okay, now that this is dry, I'm going to cut out a couple of these to show you how we make this work. So I printed this out on regular copy paper. I'm just going to go around the outline. I'm not going to worry about the legs because you can add those in with a Sharpie or a finer pointed pen afterward. Okay, we're going to come up here. So I'm going to do a bird. And let's try this feather. So the thing is, you're not going to worry about any of these markings on here at all. You do not need the super fine detail of it. You just need the outline. Even for this feather, I probably don't even need to go in. I can just add that line with the Sharpie. Perfect. So let's just see how it goes. Okay. And let's do this guy just to see how his beak shows up. And we might not even put it. I'm thinking ahead. I think I will draw this in, outline it. But I'm sure I will end up trimming it when I cut the bird out. Okay, and you can also, you don't have to get super detailed with that. And I'm going to cut off that back wing, and I'm just doing a few rounded. So see how I did that? So I didn't do all these little ones, I just did that. All right, here's what we do. So this is dry. I have my Sharpie. Let's start with Mr. Hummingbird here. So part of this is you can decide, gosh, do I want his body? Maybe that really pretty purple? Where can I fit that in? So that would be pretty, and he would get the blue. If I did it here, he would be mostly gold. If I turn the paper, he would have a really pretty body color here, and then this would be the feather. So that's kind of interesting to me. So I'm gonna just lay him down here and go around the outline. And that's okay, because I'll cut that out. Here's his head. Now this is where it's probably going to be too thick, so I'll have to look at that after I bring him off. And outline. And I like using this Sharpie because now I have an outline of black that I can use. And even if I cut it out, I can still go back and add it. I will explain that as well. Okay, I'm going to do this feather over here because I like this. And I think, yeah, I'm not going to do the ends, but what I'll do is just make those little marks where I know they are. And then this is still pretty thick, so I'm going to use a thinner pen to do that. And yeah, I think maybe add some more lines here like this. Okay, and let's do our last little bird. I like that little green part. And again, if you get this outlined and you think, oh my gosh, that beak is like way too big, you can trim it. Yeah, just make sure this is really dry with your glue, because otherwise this will stick and it will stick to your Sharpie. All right, let's go. We're going to cut them out. I like to cut close to the edge and then go back and trim it so that I can use these little scraps later. Like I could probably use that for something. And then I'm going to cut as close to the black line as I can. And I think that's kind of, it's a little thick, so I'm going to trim it right here. Yes, and it's not quite dry because now it's sticking to my hands. Huh. Okay, so now you can see, I'm going to come back in here. And outline this just a tiny bit to make it a little bit darker. Okay, so that's my feather. Okay, I love it, I love it. You can also add lines going down this way. Okay, so let's cut out our bird. Again, I'm going to cut around him so that I can save the rest. This one's going to be cute, I can tell. This is a really easy shape. All right, so let's talk about what are we going to do with these cute little things. Well, one thing that's fun, you can always add them into your art journal. Another thing I like to do is take a skewer and tape the skewer to the back of the bird. Like this. So pretend this is a skewer and you tape it to the back and then stick it into a vase of flowers. Makes it super cute. And this little guy's going to get, you don't have to, but I think he just needs an eye. Just like that. I know, huh? Ah, he's cute. And let's try our hummingbird friend. You could glue these onto the back of an envelope. Let me back this up, sorry. And put it into the mail. You can add it to a gift. and make it your gift tag. Ooh, we could make a tag and put it on top of the tag. You could do a bunch of these, put little holes in them and string them together. Oh my gosh, that would be so cute. For a garland. Be really cute for a shower or something like that. So I'm going to trim this on the inside so it's a little bit thinner, and then come back to the outside. Okay, these would be super cute in blues or pinks. And then you could cut little or sew or put a needle through and string them out for a garland. That would be super cute. They would be cute in cupcakes. Again, use your little skewer. Okay, so I'm just going to come through here, outline his beak. And I think I'm going to add a little eye. Okay, so here's a trick for deciding where to put your eye. You're going to get a piece of tissue paper, put your little dot on it, and because you can see through, you're going to decide that's kind of cute. Or do I want it up? I think I want him up just a tiny bit, and this is where I'm going to place the eye. So I'm going to roll this back. And make the dot right here. Okay. Whoop, there it is. It was cute. All right, my friends, this is super easy. I hope you had fun. I'll come back next week with something easy and fun as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will have this PDF of all the birds and stuff for you to print out if you want. Otherwise, go to canva.com, print out your own. Okay, this was fun. I will see you next week.